तो दोस्तों, आपके इस एजुकेशनल चैनल के ऊपर में हम एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इंटरैक्टिव सेशन करने जा रहे हैं स्टॉक मार्केट के ऊपर में। दोस्तों, जो स्टॉक मार्केट के बिगिनर्स हैं उनको काफी मदद कर सकता है। और आज हमारे जो गेस्ट हैं दोस्तों, वो है सीए परेश शाह जी, जो मुंबई से हैं। और मैं आई एम वेरी मच ग्रेटफुल टू हिम दैट ही हैज अग्रीड टू इंटरैक्ट विथ अस, सो दैट स्टॉक मार्केट के बिगिनर्स को इस इंटरैक्शन के माध्यम से एक दिशा मिल सके, ताकि वो अपने कदम को स्टॉक मार्केट में बढ़ा सकें। तो चलिए दोस्तों, इस इंटरैक्टिव चर्चा की शुरुआत करते हैं। इंपॉर्टेंट वैल्यू एडिशन मिलेगा, इसका मैं वादा करता हूं।
परेश जी, इस चर्चा का विषय ये है कि स्टॉक मार्केट के जो बिगिनर्स हैं वर्चुअली देखिए बहुत सारी मिस्टेक करते हैं, और कोई भी व्यक्ति डेलिबरेट मिस्टेक नहीं करता है। लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं स्टॉक मार्केट हम सभी जानते हैं कि रिवार्डिंग है तो रिस्की भी बहुत है। तो कई बार, और खास करके जब वोलेटिलिटी मार्केट की बहुत बढ़ जाती है, जैसे हम लोग चर्चा करते आ रहे हैं कि 2022 में हिस्टोरिकल रीजंस के कारण स्टॉक मार्केट में बहुत अधिक वोलेटिलिटी हो सकती है। तो कई बार क्या होता है कि स्टॉक मार्केट के बिगिनर्स होते हैं वो रिसर्च पे फोकस नहीं करते, और उस कारण से शायद रिस्क बहुत ऊपर लेते हैं, बहुत ज्यादा लेने लगते हैं। तो आपका क्या मैसेज रहेगा स्टॉक मार्केट के बिगिनर्स को कि स्टॉक के रिसर्च करने में, मार्केट के रिसर्च करने में कितना वक्त देना चाहिए और कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है?
तो मेरे हिसाब से मोस्ट ऑफ द बिगिनर्स राइट नाउ, जितने भी लोग आए हैं, उन्होंने कोविड टाइम से इन्वेस्ट करना शुरू किया है। जब कोविड टाइम से मार्केट हैज बीन रिवॉर्डिंग देम वेरी हैंडसमली एंड स्टॉक प्राइसेस आर गोइंग अप, सो आप कुछ भी लेते हो तो ऊपर जाता है, even if with little bit of hard work or even on tip basis, you are getting that very easily. But as you rightly said, right now volatility is so much that going forward it is going to be very tough for beginners, especially when they don't understand that there is a risk of losing, because उनको वो पता ही नहीं है कि पैसा कभी कैसे खोया जाता है, कितना खोया है, because most of them are sitting in profit. सो दिस इज लाइक, जब पहली दफा मुझे चाय दी गई थी तो मेरी मम्मी ने मुझे बताया था कि परेश, ये जो चाय है ना गर्म है। तो मैंने क्या, ऐसे जब पी रहा था मैं फूक फूक के पी रहा था, कि मुझे बोला गया था कि बी केयरफुल, इट इज रिस्की, ओके, इट यू विल गेट बर्न्ड इफ इट इज सो हॉट। वो जब मुझे पता था, मेरे मगज में वो था, तो अब मैं क्या, जितनी भी बार कहीं पे भी चाय पीता हूँ, कॉफी पीता हूँ, इट इज ऑलरेडी प्रीसेट इन माई माइंड दैट दिस विल बी हॉट एंड आई मे गेट बर्न्ड. So here also, my first thing is that beginners must at least understand that there is a risk, and risk is not losing little bit of money or not losing little bit of principal amount. जैसे किसी ने 100 रुपया डाला और 100 रुपया उसका गया, वैसा नहीं है. In certain trades like derivative and all that, you may lose more than principal amount also. For example, technically सर, हमने आपसे सीखा है, जिसके अंदर टेक्निकल में जो स्टॉप लॉसेज आते हैं, that is one tool of mitigating risk. There are fundamental things, lot of fundamental things are available on various websites which one can study and mitigate that risk. And classically, sir, Warren Buffett had said that there are two rules of this game. Rule number 1, you should not lose money, and rule number 2, you should not forget rule number 1. Okay. Yeah. So दो ही रूल है इसके अंदर. So there is nothing beyond this. So idea is that if you don't make a mistake, automatically पैसा बनता है, automatically you will make money. So जब वॉरेन बफेट बोलता है कि never lose money, ऐसा होता नहीं है. He himself must have lose money, but what he is trying to hint is that you must invest in trade which is a long term in nature. So over a long period of time, generally you don't lose money vis-a-vis intraday trading, short-term trading. In that you may lose money. There is a way out also, that if you don't want to do homework, then there are mutual funds who does that homework for you. They do their study which you are supposed to do, So let them do their homework for you, and then you reap benefit of investing in equity market. So that is one way of mitigating this risk. Because if you do not have time and if you do not have inclination to put effort in studying, then this market is extremely risky.
There are two broader approaches to analyze the market. One is fundamental analysis and another is technical analysis. किस पे ज़्यादा weightage देगा?
I, being a chartered accountant, I always used to do fundamental analysis. Somehow I got a pop-up in my YouTube about your videos, sir, for the first time. And then I started looking into technical aspect of it. And I was lacking something in fundamental, which was timing it. So timing is equally important. Fundamentally, you may be right, but entering at right price, exiting at right price was never an edge for a fundamental. Okay, so sir, बहुत fundamental analyst आपको ऐसे बोलेंगे कि technical is not worth it. Technical वाले बोलेंगे fundamental is not worth it. This is like sir chicken and egg. तो पहले chicken आया या egg आया. So it's very difficult for somebody to pinpoint which is better or which is worse. According to me, both are required, and these are like जो रेलवे की ट्रैक होती है सर अपनी, वो जो पैरेलल, तो उसमें जो पट्टी होती है दो होती है, वो दोनों ही चाहिए तो ही आपकी रेल स्मूथली जाएगी और इन्वेस्टिंग की जर्नी आप आराम से उसको तय कर पाएंगे और उसमें डेस्टिनेशन तक आप रीच कर पाएंगे. अदरवाइज इफ यू डू नॉट, इफ एनी एंगल इज मिसिंग, इट इज गोइंग टू बी अ प्रॉब्लम. बिकॉज सर आजकल क्या हो गया है, आई गिव एन एग्जांपल ऑफ फंडामेंटल, जैसे मैंने उसमें बोला था एज इज नॉट देयर फॉर एंटरिंग. बिकॉज जब भी आपने डिसाइड किया तो आपको लगता है कि ये स्टॉक ले ही लो, बट उसके बाद में स्टॉक विल कम डाउन बिकॉज टेक्निकली देयर वाज समथिंग, and technically is nothing but psychology of other people who are trading in the market. So it gives you an edge that what other people are thinking about that stock. वैसे टेक्निकल में there are certain scripts, sir, it is very thinly traded. तो उसके में क्या है कि चार्ट may not be a reliable only tool कंपनी के भाई ये कंपनी का टर्नओवर है या नहीं है, ये कंपनी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी है या नहीं है. So there a fundamental also comes parallelly to help you to get towards your goal. So I personally feel that both aspect one should develop.
I use a analogy like fundamentally sound stock may fall, but eventually they are not falling knives. They are bouncing balls.
So ITC is a classic example. Fundamentally strong company. अगर मैं fundamental आदमी हूँ तो मुझे ITC इतना अच्छा लगेगा, इतना सारा कैश फ्लो, इतना सारा अच्छा बिजनेस है, एवरीथिंग इज देयर, फंडामेंटली ऑल इंग्रेडिएंट इज देयर. Okay, so I could buy ITC, but as on today, after personally experiencing advantage of technical, I will not touch ITC technically. So my waiting period also comes down. My return on investment becomes better. So
but we don't block money for so long.
Correct.
So fundamentally, you have chosen the stocks and kept it on the watch list. तो इसमें आप फाइनेंशियल रेशियोज में ब्रॉडर किस कैटेगरीज के रेशियोज होते हैं, ये आप थोड़ा स्टॉक मार्केट के बिजनेस को बताना चाहेंगे?
सर जनरली मैं क्या करता हूँ, देयर आर रेशियोज व्हिच इज कॉमन इन नेचर. फॉर एग्जांपल, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एग्जांपल, जैसे प्राइस टू बुक वैल्यू है, पी मल्टीपल है, रिटर्न ऑन कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड है, ईवी EBITDA है, फॉर एग्जांपल. Now these are common ratios, but that doesn't mean that common ratio is applicable to every company. Certain times nature of the business is such where the ratios are to be applied based on nature of the business. I'll give an example. For example, there is a manufacturing company. Okay, तो उसमें हम ज्यादातर उनको बोरो फंड करना पड़ता है, उनका डेप्रिसिएशन कॉस्ट बहुत हाई होता है. सो हम उसमें EV to EBITDA रेशियो देखते हैं. ओके, सो कंपनी की एंटरप्राइज वैल्यू इज सो मच वर्सेस EBITDA इज सो मच. वैसे जैसे बैंकिंग सेक्टर हो गया तो वहां पे प्राइस टू बुक वैल्यू देखते हैं. सो रेशियोज आर देयर, बट दैट डजंट मीन दैट ऑल रेशियोज आर एप्लीकेबल एंड यूनिवर्सल टू every company. So you have to bifurcate which ratio you will apply to which type of company. जैसे आपकी जो cyclical companies है, अब वो cyclical companies में आप अभी आज के तारीख में आप ratios डालेंगे कि profit इतना अच्छा आ रहा है, तो वो cyclical company का it will not give you correct picture.
Correct.
Because you know your margins are very high, but these are short term in nature. वापस अगर cyclical stock में down cycle शुरू हो गई, you will get misguided. So वहाँ पे EV EBITDA देखना है. So first of all, you need to identify which type of companies you are analyzing, and based on that, you apply these ratios. So I would say that there are three big macro ratio what you must see is growth in sales. That last 3 साल में 5 साल में whether company is growing at a certain percentage or no. अगर उसका sales ratio अच्छा है, so that's a good company. First of all, you need to have a look at it. Then profitability ratio आप देख लीजिए कि उनका profit growth, जैसे sales कर रहे हैं but profit नहीं आ रहा है, so profit भी आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है. Then return on capital employed, जैसे हम मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं तो हमेशा हम देखते हैं कि भाई हमने 100 रुपया डाला, उसके सामने कितना परसेंटेज मेरा रिटर्न आ रहा है. Similarly, in this business also, we must see return on capital employed, that how much is the return on capital employed company is generating. Then return on asset, जैसे मेरे पास एक इक्विपमेंट है, उस पे इक्विपमेंट पे मैं कितना टर्नओवर कर पा रहा हूँ. जैसे if I give you an example that if there is a company which is in a hiring of car, तो वो गाड़ी अगर रेंट पे देती है तो कितना टर्न कर पा रही है. अगर 3 दफा कर रही है पूरे दिन में, 2 टाइम कर रही है, so that is also one ratio one must see. That asset के सामने, because that's the only earning part in a manufacturing company which generates revenue for you. So 1 time asset है, 2 time asset है. So वैसे भी उसके सब पैरामीटर्स है. जैसे फार्मा कंपनी में people say that around 2 to 2.5 times of asset should be a good turn. उसका मतलब ये हो गया कि आप अपनी asset fully utilize कर रहे हैं. So if it is less than 2, that means it is unutilized and there is a scope of further revenue possible. So that is one ratio one must look at. Then EV to EBITDA ratio one must look at. And these are the, before we decide going into this ratio, I strongly recommend that one must look at 3 factors, which I strongly believe before even we look at the ratio. और ये 3 ऐसा नहीं है, either 1, either 2, either 3. तीनों 3 साथ में चाहिए. One is quality of management. That quality of management is good. Then thorough understanding of business for yourself. That आपको ये business समझ में आ रहा है कि जैसे for example it is a FMCG business, तो आपको पता है कि ये continuous इसमें चलता रहेगा, growth आते रहेगा. Then there is a cyclical, तो उसका एक up cycle होता है, then there is a down cycle. Yeah. So that you must understand, and price at which opportunity to invest is available. So हर टाइम जरूरी नहीं है कि business अच्छा लगा, promoter अच्छे लगे, but price is high, and if you enter, then again there is a problem.
Normally we look into P ratio, PEG ratio, PB ratio, maybe intrinsic value. So many a times I've seen that it doesn't conform to the P ratio or PEG ratio, but if you forward cash receipt discounting basis per, if you see the intrinsic value wise you qualify.
Correct.
So in that case, I get always confused. Okay, intrinsic value is certainly much higher than the price it is trading as of now. But in terms of P ratio or PEG ratio, it is looking expensive. So what should I do? Or what should we do?
Sir, इसमें when you are looking at cash flow of future year, generally there is an assumption which has been built up in the business.
Yes.
जैसे कि ये इसका turnover, so many analysts will put that particular number.
Absolutely.
And then they will give you something that the cash flow for future years are going to be like this. That future cash flows are discounted in current terms, and then the valuation is determined. So that is one good way of evaluation. When you are looking at that numbers, what one must
Here
look
I
at,
would like to interrupt for a moment. Like, for example, 20 analysts have given the forecast for cash flow, and out of which, if I select the lowest forecast, I mean, take extra precaution,
okay,
and still it is coming, valuation wise, okay, in terms of intrinsic value or the fair value price. But other ratios are indicating the price to be expensive. And when I see the technical chart, there I see the trend is not mature. So I'm getting, convinced as per technical analysis, in terms of intrinsic value, I'm convinced, but other two parameters are, somewhere pulling my leg back.
हाँ सर, ऐसा हर टाइम रहेगा सर, हर टाइम रहेगा. Some ratios might be not helping you. Some ratios would be in your favor. So you'll have to judge that is this ratio important. I'll give you an example. सर जैसे फार्मा कंपनीज होती है, उनका एक एप्लीकेशन पहले होता है फॉर यूएस एफडीए. It has a certain period.
Yes.
So आपको there is a waiting time.
Yeah.
Then there is a US FDA inspection which happens.
Yes.
There is a certain time.
Yeah.
Now all that cash flow for that particular period are not going to come.
Very true. Very true.
Right? So if you see your
So,
cash
that
flow,
is a debt period.
correct. So if that when you do that net present value of those cash flow, you will find that this is not a favorable ratio. But
Okay.
since you understand this business, कि इसका cash flow 2 साल के बाद ही आने वाला है, so automatically you will disregard this particular ratio कि ये favorable नहीं है, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं है, but my other ratios, valuation ratios are supporting me, technical thing is supporting me, I must venture into it. Somebody would like to have growth stock, कि आगे growth कितना आ रहा है. Somebody would like to have a value stock, कि मुझे 1 रुपए की चीज 8 आना में मिल रही है, so I want to buy that particular aspect.
Correct.
So here also the ratios will misguide you. Ratio में आपको लगेगा कि भाई PE ratio इतना है, इसका कम है, इतना सस्ता है, इसका प्रॉफिट नहीं है. But many investors would be interested in that particular stock because उसकी intrinsic value या generation of cash flow in forthcoming years is much better. और 1 रुपए की चीज आपको आज 8 आने में मिल रही है, so people may like to buy those type of stock.
But there are so many asset classes where we should look into, in my strong opinion. So when I'm building my portfolio, should we consider other, asset class also? And if yes, then what are the other important asset classes which we should include in our portfolio?
So according to me, definitely we have heard that you should not lay egg in one basket. So better to spread across. I strongly believe in that. That एक asset class अगर आपका नहीं चल रहा है, another class can give you a return. Like classic example, sir, we have discussed in our commodity videos that gold is currently on breakout stage. So that as an asset class is also a good asset. That
Yeah.
when equity is not giving you return at that particular point of time, gold can give you return in those dull period. So I strongly believe that yes, one must have distribute into various assets. But in this also it depends on person to person. Sir. Like for example, I have a particular requirement which is short term in nature. Like for example, मुझे मेरे लड़के की शादी करनी है, उसका एजुकेशन करना है. So that money would be required by me in very short term in nature. If I park in equity, and equity requires a longer period of time. So अगर मैंने वो पैसा पार्क कर दिया equity में, I will not be able to take out at that particular time with return. वो टाइम पे अगर समझो equity market चली नहीं है आपकी, you may have to sell those stocks for your short term requirement. So according to me, first of all, one need to segregate long term funds and short term funds.
Yeah.
Long term funds can be parked in equity. In equity also there are multiple thing available like domestic market है, international market है, mutual fund investing है, index investing है, ETF है, so that is comes in equity. Then there is a debt which is a short term funds आपको जो लगने वाले हैं. We must invest in debt fund where you get though a smaller return, but that money is available to you and principal is protected. So whenever it is required, you can withdraw and fulfill your need. So I would recommend that one should look at debt fund also, in gold also. And now the new concept which has come is cryptocurrency and all that, which people are looking. But there also there is no much study which has, or there is no historical record right now which supports. So I would recommend that a company in form of an equity you can invest, which is supporting the cryptocurrency. Like for example, for generating crypto, you will need a graphic card company. So you invest in those company which will, so indirectly you can invest in other class, but not having risk of that particular class. Invest in equity, उसने अपना 10% डाला है. अब वो 10% पे वो रिटर्न कर भी लेता है 5 times, 10 times. He may not make sizable wealth.
Right.
And 90% in fixed deposit will not give him. So it is always important, based on your cash flow requirement, one must plan sizing also. कितना इक्विटी में करना चाहिए, कितना डेट में करना चाहिए, कितना एफडी में करना चाहिए, कितना गोल्ड में करना चाहिए. So that one must plan. Absolutely.
So what should be the realistic expectation? Especially this is very important for young people who have opened the demat account and trading account in past couple of years. Of several, in millions and millions accounts have been opened in India. It's a very good sign. But at the same time, we should be very careful of it.
Correct.
So what should be the realistic expectation in a stock market to generate year-on-year profit, or maybe on an average?
So generally the benchmark has been, it varies from period to period. जैसे, when there is a growth phase in a particular country, वो time पे आपको return possibility is much higher. In that 5-year cycle, 10-year cycle, you may make 20%, 25%. And if you are a long-term investor, फिर dull period भी आता है, जहाँ पे आपको उतना नहीं % मिलता है, थोड़ा कम बेयर मार्केट भी आते हैं. Your portfolio is going to go down. So पूरा सब average, सर पूरा सब average करते हैं ना सर, then I think 15% compounding year on year is a good return, which is, as on today while we are talking, is 5 times or 4 times more than the FD return. So even if we are able to generate 15%, which itself is challenging according to me, it's not easy.
Very 15% is a good return, which not only beats the inflation, but also helps to create the wealth.
More than 15%, जैसे सर अपना पोर्टफोलियो है जो हम लोग ने एक डिजाइन किया है, which on our weekly meet में हम डिस्कस करते हैं, which has given 32% annually. And in spite of this bear market right now, it has given a phenomenal return. So if you put extra hard work, extra study, extra vigilant, if you are disciplined, then achieving more than 15% is also a possibility. It's not so difficult. Best of the time in their life. If I have heard well-known investors also, they have been saying that this 2 years of COVID has been fantastic year in their life. And these people are, have been investing since market has started. They are saying the kind of return what we have made in these 2 years is phenomenal and exceptional. And this cannot be a benchmark for our performance in way forward.
Absolutely. Within 6 external and over cannot be repeated by even the best of the cricketers.
Correct.
It is something like that. Yes, 2021 especially has been a year where we have seen hardly any corrections. They were very shallow in nature.
Yes.
So even healthy correction has not taken place in 2020. What correction we are witnessing today is a real gain.
Real correct.
Sustaining even 15% would be a very big task. So, Paresh ji, I would like to know कि अगर हमें स्टॉक को फंडामेंटल एनालिसिस के आधार पर शॉर्टलिस्ट करना, ताकि फर्दर उसका रिसर्च कर सके, एनालिसिस कर सके बिफोर वी इन्वेस्ट, तो क्या प्रोसेस है?
So generally what I do, there is a website called screener.in करके एक website है.
Okay.
So in that you can generate your queries. उसमें क्या है कि आप parameters डाल सकते हैं अपने, and then based on that there is a listing of shares which comes across. Like for example, if I say that market cap of a company should be more than 5,000 crore.
Okay.
Turnover should be at least 5 years में 10% compounding. Profit growth 5% compounding. Return on capital employed 20% कम से कम मेरे को चाहिए. So उसका query generate करके there is list of shares which comes across. So out of the whole universe, you come down to shares of 50, 100 shares. Then you have to study only those 50, 100 shares. उसमें से बहुत सारे शेयर आपको either पता होंगे because you are in the market for so long. Certain businesses you will come to know that this business is now going to take further growth from here. So those type of stock you can study by using this available tools. So I generally,
आपने वीकली जूम मीटिंग में ये कवर किया भी था.
yes, I have
बताया भी था.
yes.
हम इसका क्या करेंगे कि ये जब वीडियो आएगा तो इसके डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में उसका लिंक है.
ठीक है सर.
ताकि उस साइट का screener.in पे जाके लोग देख सके और किस तरह से शॉर्टलिस्ट करना है अपने पैरामीटर्स डाल के.
And of course there is this tradingview.com which is required because उसके बगैर तो कुछ होना नहीं है, because technical are always available in TradingView. So one is TradingView which I frequently visit along with. So मेरे यहाँ पे 3 स्क्रीनर होते हैं, एक screener.in, एक tradingview.com, and there is one marketmojo.com.
Marketmojo.com. That you also shared that.
Yeah, so there also, you know, they rate the company based on their performance. So अगर कोई आदमी को फंडामेंटल में इश्यू आ रहा है या टेक्निकल में इश्यू आ रहा है, so they have their own analytics on every company and they give rating that ये कंपनी का इतना रेटिंग है, इसमें whether you should buy, you should hold, you should sell. So those type of ratings are also there in that particular software. So for beginners, once they start learning by watching videos, they can, you know, take help of these tools also.
Yes.
And this, I am saying that this 3 website I keep open after. So ये मेरा हाई स्कूल ट्रेनिंग के बाद वाला ये 3 है. हाई स्कूल में अगर मैं स्कूल में हूँ तो पहले तो सर आपके वीडियो ही देखने हैं जो इतने freely it has been distributed, freely it has been given, which is lakhs of worth of data available free for everyone to watch and become zero to hero. Because sir, ये data I think I have still to find another person who has shared each and every aspect of technical thing just for free. There is everywhere I have seen there is somewhere some commercial element coming into it and they want to make money out of those knowledge. Here it is available. So I strongly recommend that people must watch your technical videos, because I am myself a chartered accountant. I have learned so much after, you know, seeing your video. I have recommended to my sister. Now she has also picked up and she's also enjoying this technical. Now she's in fact telling me all the time that thank you so much that you introduced me to BK sir's video and some meaningful thing which I am seeing in my life, that I am putting value addition to my life.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. My pleasure, sir.
Hope friends that this discussion will help you to shape your journey in the stock market and take a step forward. Education is very, very important. The clear message given by CA Paresh Chaji is that learning is very important, and unless we learn, dive down into the stock market to learn and then start our journey in the stock market, where the probability will be higher to achieve the success. So friends, do not forget to subscribe the channel, enable the notification bell for upcoming uploads.